Thank you to David and Wendy for their support this evening in preparing this video and our midweek reflection. This passage is often used as a form of meditation, not least when we ourselves are in difficulties. The disciples and all the followers of Jesus had been interpreting the scriptures wrongly. They thought God would redeem Israel from suffering. Instead, God redeems the world through suffering, but more particularly through Christ suffering on the cross for us. We need to learn over and over again how to read our Bibles, those 66 books that collectively bring together the Old Testament and the New Testament. We need, as our teacher, that amazing example of Jesus Christ, who demonstrated clearly love in action in all whom he met. The story we've just heard encourages us to pray for his presence and to seek his guidance when we ourselves find ourselves in difficulties, heading into the eye of the storm, desperately seeking a safe path along the road, travelling from darkness and seeking the light, edging our way through the night to seek the dawn of a new day. COVID-19 has engulfed us quickly and with little warning, creeping on and up on us, stripping away everything that we thought of as normal. Diaries which were once full with appointments, meetings, holidays with friends and family, now blank pages as we gingerly creep forward, feeling our way, blinded temporarily by fear and panic as we embrace the new normal. Perhaps you feel like Clopas and Mary. We can't be sure, but we think they were possibly husband and wife. So here they are, so engulfed in their own grief that they do not recognise the stranger who falls in beside them, gently drawing our grief and giving them hope and support, helping to open their eyes to a new life and new opportunities which lie ahead. Living in and around Dartmoor is a great privilege, and of course the reason why so many people long to spend time here seeking refreshment, and in time our hope is that we can welcome our guests again. Meanwhile, I for one have to admit, feeling a freedom at the moment that I've not known most of my working life. Easter for anyone involved in tourism is usually extremely busy. Guests arrive, often frustrated and anxious after long queues and delays on the motorway, desperate for their first short break after winter. Our job as hosts is to provide warmth and hospitality, seeking to meet all their expectations after what is often that very uncompromising start. Yes, Easter for Christians may be strange, but for Christians who are also used to being at the mercy of guests, Easter has given us endless new opportunities, as instead of rushing from guest to church to guest, we can now sit and reflect and enjoy worship without feeling guilty. I wonder what opportunities lockdown has presented to you. I've had lots of time to reflect, and I'll share some of the opportunities that I've discovered. No planes in the sky in the morning. A chance to fully appreciate birdsong. My seeds planted in trays and pots, getting my full attention, and TLC as I watch with wonder as another tray or pot springs into life, and the promise that a tiny seedling might become the purple sprouting or the courgette later in the year, or simply will be flowers to give me colour in the garden. and satisfaction to the eye. Our cottage is almost on the lane, so a chance to exchange hello with those walking past, and time to invite the stranger to introduce themselves to us. Church may be closed, but the opportunity to deliver 48 eggs to doorsteps between Lidford Gorge and South Brentor. Thank you to God and the specialist and his team, who gave me new life with my new knee last Christmas and has enabled me to walk to almost all these homes. No excuses now not to clear all that admin on my desk that I was avoiding. Time to write letters, especially to those who are on their own. Time to learn new skills, video and camera roll, forcing me into the 21st century so I can still communicate. Time to garden and to plan. Time to read and to enjoy God's creation. Time to share the good news. Every Christmas and Easter, my mother taught me to leave a small gift for those who serve us, the postman and the refuse collection teams. This year, time to make Easter cakes. So what joy to return from the walk to find, for the first time ever, a thank you note with a smiley face and a heart drawn on it. Thank you to that stranger. He lifted my spirits, and I hope he enjoyed the cake that I left him. Time to place the Easter garden outside for all to witness. Why do we keep it in the church, I wonder, during the week when we're not there? I have to think, is this the calm before the storm? If so, time to collect together verses and prayers to support others. Remember, the church may be closed, but Jesus is a guest in every home for those who choose to invite him in. Finally, I end with a favourite poem I bought on a postcard when by the sea in North Wales last November. So for those of us who are missing the sea, this is for you to visualise. It's called The Other. There are nights that are so still that I can hear the small owl calling far off and a fox barking miles away. It is then that I lie in the lean hours awake, listening to the swell born somewhere in the Atlantic, rising and falling, rising and falling, wave on the long shore by the village that is without light and companionless. And the thought comes of that other being who is awake too, letting our prayers break on him, not like this for a few hours, but for days, for years, and for eternity. Amen.